Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to also record it here.
Okay. I just wonder if you can
Recording
hear
in
my
progress.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm really excited to be here with the lovely Amanda Lieber. And Lieber means lover or loved one. No, it's lover. Is it lover?
Love, yeah, love.
Love.
Mhm.
She's a love in Yiddish or German. And I met Amanda when I was in Australia doing a keynote at their conference there, and Amanda hosted me. And we played with her manuscripts, and we had a wonderful time. So she's one of my former students, and now one of those manuscripts is published. We had an opening for a blogger after 7 years. Brian Patrick Avery has moved on. He's just publishing like crazy. I think he's on his 12th or, just a ridiculous number of contracts. And his books are absolutely wonderful. And he's another former student. And so Amanda's going to fill his spot. And Amanda's going to be sharing about Australian picture books. So I thought I'd introduce Amanda and ask her a couple of questions before she shares her book and another Aussie book. And she'll be mostly doing writing. She might do some videos in the future. Who knows? It's up to her. So, Amanda, can you share a little what you think the main differences are between Australian children's books, and particularly picture books in this case, and American, which is, I'm an Aussie expat that lives in America. Okay, Amanda.
Okay, so I do know that Australian books are very humorous. There are particular publishing houses in Australia that only publish books with a specific sense of humor. They are obviously about Australian animals, down to earth. Some are realistic. There's a variety of books within picture books within Australia, different themes, topics, styles. Compared to the American market, I do find that Australian books don't have happy endings. Some of them don't have happy endings, whereas what I have found with some American books, they have to have happy endings. They're longer as well in America. I have spoken to American agents and publishers, and the word limit is a lot larger in America. I know Australia, it's usually, they say 350
Wow.
kind of tops to maximum at a push, like nowhere near 500. And in America, it is a lot higher, the word count.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Can you speak a little more about and there's always exceptions to everything. I just want to qualify what Amanda's saying. You might find an Aussie book that is much longer, but generally that's really interesting because people complain about it being 600 or 500 words here, and it's 350 there. So
Yeah.
that's really, really interesting. So tell me in what way the sense of humor differs.
Well, I mean, it depends. I think the Australians have a specific sense of humor, and are compared to British humor or American humor. I just find, oh, I don't know. Actually, I'm just looking at the two books that I've got here, and they're not really humorous. But there is a specific publishing house that is very almost childlike in the humor.
Is
In
that
one of the
Larrikin?
publishing house here.
Is that Larrikin
Sorry?
House?
It is, yeah, yeah.
And
And
what
they've
explain what a larrikin is.
Oh, just a joker. Um,
But it's
doesn't take things
also a bit of
seriously.
a hoodlum. So
Yeah,
a larrikin.
but the books that they publish are some of them are very funny, and very relatable to children, which is their main point of their publishing their books. They want to get them out to reluctant readers, and it does work. I've met a few children who are reluctant readers, and they do gravitate towards larrikin books, so that's really good.
Yes. And I just think that that very name, larrikin, epitomizes Australian humour in a sense, because Australia's history, the history of its sort of Anglo founding, is of convicts being shipped, and most of those convicts were working class. And so I think there's a real sort of down and dirty, rough and tumble, irreverent, teasing kind of humour that happens, which is a bit different than the kind of humour that you see here that tends to be a little more sensitive, I think is the word, or I don't know what the word is, but it's different. It's very different.
More careful, maybe.
More careful, that's the perfect word. And you teach yourself, don't you, Amanda? Aren't you a teacher?
I do. I work with children with special needs.
Yes. So, and does that play into the kind of books that you write, do you think?
No, not the ones that I write, but the ones that we read to them, and the ones that our students will enjoy more. And they did enjoy my book, which was wonderful, and they did request to read it a couple of times throughout the weeks, and they requested colouring in sheets. So
that's lovely.
Which is beautiful.
And you managed to get a fabulous illustrator with yours, with Kathy Creamer, and that's really fabulous. You want to show us your first book?
Yes.
And hopefully over the years that Amanda's going to be blogging with us, she'll be like Brian and she'll publish a ton of books. And we'll get
follow in his footsteps.
Yes. Okay, you want to read us a little, just the beginning, and tell us a little about the book? You want to give us a setup for it?
Yeah. So basically, the book covers the topic of depression. It's not a humorous book, but it deals with a very serious issue and topic. The mother suffers depression. I used to work at the Sydney Children's Hospital School, and this is where the book came to me from. I used to see parents and the emotional roller coaster, and always wondered how they explained to their children, the children who were sick, or their siblings that weren't ill, what the parents were going through, how their emotional roller coaster was. How they explain their emotions to their children. And then this book came to me. So I can just start. These illustrations are just exquisite. Whoops.
Oh, it's wonderful. I can't wait till my copy arrives.
Well, I haven't sent it yet. I will. This week has been horrible. Morning throat. So it starts with, Mummy's stories are magical. We travel the whole wild world. Climbing tall mountains, exploring deep oceans, peeping through pyramids. Twirling until the moon comes up and scratches between our toes. We're pirates, dripping with jewels, hiding treasures on the beach. And there's the shell. So the book is called My Giant Seashell, and throughout the book, the giant seashell appears and reappears. And then this is Kathy's gorgeous illustration of when the child comes home and she sees her mother's not there anymore, the same mother that she knows, the laughing, storytelling mother, and then her gorgeous illustration.
Fantastic.
Of the mother in grey, just depicts that emotion, the emptiness, the greyness, the nothingness, the depression that the mum is feeling, and the child and her father on the other side, and the dog throughout the illustrations. Throughout the book, the dog is there helping mum, sitting close to mum all the time, hugging mum. It's just so beautiful.
Yes.
The child has a wish. He finds a giant seashell, whispers into the giant seashell.
Don't give the ending away. Okay,
I won't give the ending away. And it's just beautiful. You have to read the book.
So it's a very, very lyrical book. It's what's called a concept book. It does have a narrative arc in that it's the journey of the child along with the mother's journey. And then the dog is sort of like a reflector in some ways of the mother's journey as well. And the seashell acts as a kind of metaphor as well. So it's really, And what's really interesting is I remember this because in Australia they had things called assessments, and an assessment is like a critique here. Um, and she'd gotten a really lousy assessment from someone, and she was really depressed about it. And I had a look at it, and I'm like, no, this is good. Don't give up. And that's why when we do courses, we always say as many people as see your work, that's how many opinions you'll get. So take what you like and leave the rest. And don't give up, just keep working on stuff. If someone doesn't like it, it's not for them. And just, hold on to what's true in it and keep working it and keep resubmitting. So
yeah, and I was so glad when you got hold of the manuscript when I came to you in my state, and you were brilliant with the changes that you suggested, and we chopped away the first 2 or 3 stanzas or spreads, and we moved it up, and then that gave more way to add another element into the ending, and you worked really quickly as well, and like quick fresh ideas, and my ideas came as well, so thank you.
It was lovely. And we're going to be collaborating on a book too, which is very exciting. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it is very exciting.
Watch this space.
Watch this space. That's right. So you want to show us that other Aussie book?
Yes. So it's also.
And I'm going to turn my video off so you take over the full screen, and we can see more of the book. And I should have done that earlier, but here it is.
No, it's okay. So this is a beautiful book called The Boy in the Big Blue Glasses by Suzanne Gervais, and the incredible illustrations by Marjorie Crosby Farrell. And this story, I'll just read the back because they've summed it up perfectly. Sammy has new glasses. They make him look like a superhero, or at least that's what the grown-ups say. But shark attacks and blurry penguins can make it through to be a superhero. Can Sammy be himself? So basically, it's about a little boy who doesn't want to wear his glasses. And he prefers not to wear glasses because he's the only child in his class. The illustrations are just beautiful.
Oh, she's phenomenal. She is really good.
She is. Her illustrations are just unbelievable. And so this little boy, Sammy, hides his glasses. He doesn't want to wear them. I love the way that the glasses are with an S in it for Sammy, but superhero Sammy as well. I actually took this book to school. We have a student who needs glasses, and she refused to wear her glasses. I took this book to school. I read it to the class.
Gorgeous.
Student. And I left the book in school. She would go to it, read it on her own. And then a few weeks later, she came into class with her glasses. So this book actually inspired her to bring her glasses to school because they're these gorgeous spreads. I don't know if you can really see them. They are slightly fuzzy in the illustration. This is how Sammy sees when he doesn't wear his glasses. So everything is just blurry and slightly fuzzy.
It's gorgeous, though.
In the screen, but... And in the end, what happens in the end? But this student of mine is now wearing her glasses in class, which is fantastic. So her work has improved. This book is beautiful. It's sensitive. Again, not a humorous book, like we were discussing about the Aussie humour, but just beautiful books. I mean, Australia does produce incredible books as well, very sensitive topics as well, but also humorous ones. I have a bookshelf, several bookshelves full of various books from around the world and a lot of Aussie books. So if you want a humorous book, I can find one.
Well, you can share those in your next blog post. And, you can maybe point out things what makes them funny as much as you can bring craft into your blog posts. That's really fantastic in terms of helping readers understand what makes a book lyrical and beautiful and the language that you love, or what makes it funny and the things that make you laugh out loud, or what it is about the art that really speaks to you, and share that with our readers. Amanda, thank you for stepping up and stepping in. We're really excited to have you. And
Thank you, Mira.
it's exciting. Okay, bye for now.